Yeah, UCF was a team that was starving for a win, and you can see it. They were building momentum. Out the TCU game, the Baylor game, um, they were a team that was really starving and just trying to just fight and claw and scratch and everything to get a win. They was tired of being the last team in the conference that hadn't got a win yet, and they played like it. They played desperate. They played aggressive. They played like they had the will not to lose. Um, and I thought they were really, really aggressive, and that was the thing that was the determining factor. Um, they matched us shot for shot. Um, they took us out of turning them over by having some confidence and taking care of the press and making some big shots when we did trap them. Going inside was the thing that we thought we could be able to neutralize, but again, 35 came to play. She hadn't played like that all year, So again, hats off to them. They did a really good job.
This was a very much an offensive shootout performance, but your team was able to win the points off a turnover battle 30-9. Just how big was your defense for to kind of keep it as close as it was?
Well, that's the thing. It should have been 50-9. We didn't play defense the second half like we did the first half and being able to do what we need to do. I think we forced 7 turnovers the first quarter and only 2 the second quarter. So it started to go down as the game started to go. We lost some of our intensity on that because we started focusing on making shots when we've always had a defensive culture. And right now we're wavering in that right now. So we have to get that identity back.
You ended up weaponizing your depth for 39-4 on the bench points. How big is depth a component in your game, and just how do you end up working with it tonight?
That's huge for us because we want to wear people down so we can get a chance to play 10, 11, 12, so we can keep applying pressure and keep denying the basketball and keep trapping people. But we started out with so much foul trouble, and some of it was, questionable here and there. I thought number 3 was throwing her body into people just like we were throwing our body into people, and she was getting the calls and we wasn't. So, again, you can look at it both ways, and officials come over and explain, and no need to argue or go crazy because, again, they're not going to change the call. But we just do what we do all the time and just send them in and see what they say. But I thought that deficit of allowing them to score at the free throw line when they couldn't score in that first quarter was the difference in the game.
Caitlin Peterson has been a team leader for UCF all of this season. Of course, you're watching the film coming in and now seeing her play on the court. What do you think of her performance tonight?
She's a Big 12 player. We thought they had one Big 12 player, and she's it. It was the reason in TCU games she had over 20, in Baylor she had over 30, and she's the one that consistently that can be able to go and get a shot for herself. She's a 3 level scorer. She can shoot the 3. Not many pull-ups, but she can. But she want to get to the rim, and then she make her free throws when she get to the line. So, it's just a deadly combination. But her will to win, to say I'm gonna put the team on my back, is the thing that separates her from a lot of people.
You mentioned Kyle, with number 35 there. Mentioned that big game ended today. What ended up kind of either surprising you with her, or what did she end up doing that really helped UCF there?
First is just her aggressiveness on getting position. She ducked us in really hard in the lane and being able to just open her body up to say, give me the basketball. And then she finished. She hadn't finished like that all year unless we just missed something on film. But I know she could, make some baskets, but she just finished every time. It didn't matter if we had 2 on her. We put another 6'3", 6'4" on her. She just got the ball over them because, again, like I said, they were starving for a win. You can tell. They wasn't just hungry, and were starving for it, and they played like that.
65 free throw shots between both of you today. Just what are your thoughts from both your teams on the free throw line?
Yeah, I think they had about 35 for 40 though. So again, the heavy side went to their end. Again, that's the other thing too, because again, and I don't want to get into all the officiating, but again, there's always a discrepancy, and that's hard to swallow sometimes because again, you feel like that the game is not being taken care of, being played on the floor between the kids.
You the UCF's losing streak comes to an end today, but yours, this is 4. What do you think it's going to take for your team to put an end to their own losing streak?
Yeah, we just have to put this one behind us and get back to work. You know, Noah built the arc, and on top of that, you know, doubters and everybody came by and said, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that?" and all this kind of stuff. But again, you stay the course. You stay the course. You know, you got to deal with the mud when you want the rain as well, and the sunshine. You want the sunshine, you got to deal with the mud, you got to deal with the snow and everything else to be able to get those great days. And so, you know, the thing about us, we're a resilient group. So again, we can go and lose these 4 and then come back and win 4. You know, that's the thing about our group, and really proud of them today for fighting all the way to the end. But again, we just didn't have some shots go down and have some people foul out that we didn't expect and things like that. But we'll be a resilient group always, and we'll come back and fight and see what happens.
What was your message to the team going into that overtime period there?
I let them talk to themselves. I think they needed to hear from each other, and we allowed them to be able to do that, and we as coaches had a chance to listen to that, because I think as coaches sometimes you can always want to deliver a message, but again, I thought they were really hurt by this one, you know, and they wanted to be able to express themselves and have some ownership and have some accountability, and so we allowed them to be able to do that.
This is your first season in the Big 12, just like with UCF, but you picked up a couple of conference wins coming into tonight. So coming through with this conference season so far, what would you say is the biggest key to success in Big 12 women's basketball?
You have to come in with the mindset of understanding you can't have a night off. You have to have a practice every single day like it's a Big 12 game. You got to have every weightlifting session, every conditioning session, every going to class and being in class and doing your best every single time. Everything has to be like you're playing in a Big 12 game. It needs to be that heightened, that sense of urgency, that determination on all of it, because that's the only way you win in this league. You have to. If you take a break in class, you're going to take a break on the court. You take a break and sprint down the floor, just like we did sometimes they did. Again, you're going to have breakdowns. But if you're not sharp and don't have a sense of urgency and determination on everything you do, that's why we say everything matters, because it is. Every single thing matters. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you speak to your teammates, the way you high-five each other, the energy you give off, the positive affirmations, the effort, every single thing. And you have to do that each and every day like that. And you just can't come in and think one day you got UCF who hadn't won a game and think you're going to have practices that's not NCAA level or Big 12 level and think you're going to win a game. It's not going to happen.
Awesome. Well, best luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a nice flight back to Houston.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.